Hey everybody, and welcome to Jack's Treasures on YouTube.
Hi, I'm Brian. This is Tracy. This is our ongoing series of questions and answers that people have asked us, or that we have asked others, or things we just made up.
Yes.
Okay. Today is Friday. We are recording this, so it'll probably be going out in about 10, 15 minutes after we record it. We just got back from
Nashville again.
Nashville. Again, this time it wasn't for a meetup. We went in there to do some business of trading in stuff at McKay's, and we hit the two Goodwill bins in Nashville. And I will let you know that if I lived in Nashville, I'd be hitting the bin every day, okay? Because, my goodness, we loaded up the truck. Okay?
We're not even like aggressive bin shoppers by any means. We're very casual, and we did great.
Yep. Today's question is one that it sounds like a simple question or a simple answer to it, which it might be. I mean, I don't know. Again, I will let you know, this is just our opinion. So if you have a differing opinion, please put it down there in the comments down there below. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. That's about right over there. And don't forget, no, it's not on you. It's below you, about right there.
Okay.
Right there. And hit that notification button. And then whenever we release a video, which we try to release a video every day.
Of some sort.
And definitely check us out this Sunday if you really, really want to learn about live reselling.
Yes.
I have a very, very good guest on the show for today.
But our topic today is why start high on pricing?
Yeah.
Now, first of all, this is more about static selling than it is about auction selling, which is unusual. We do definitely talk more about whatnot and live selling, but we do also do standard like buy it now type selling, like on eBay.
And there is something that we're actually exploring. Tracy doesn't know it, but we're exploring, which is basically the concept of starting high on pricing. Okay, and I'll explain that one when we get to it. But let's talk about Facebook Marketplace, because that was our last video.
Yes.
Lots of hits on that one. Thank you for the cheese on that. We appreciate you that are listening,
watching
to
all the way to
end.
the end.
Yeah,
yes,
we do appreciate that. And everybody knows that Facebook Marketplace is the bane of my existence. I actually got two pickups tomorrow that I gotta try to remember. So I got to set an alarm in my phone, otherwise I forget, because we set up the pickups like 2 days ago.
Yes.
But if I'm going to put something up on the Facebook Marketplace, I promise you this, that I am going to put it up at least $10 to $20 more than what my bottom line is. Okay. Oh yeah. Oh, get her. She's like right on your stuff. I think she did. I don't even know. Okay. Yeah. So I'm going to start it a little bit high, because I know for a fact that I'm going to get people that are going to come in and they're going to be negotiating. Okay.
Sorry, I had a cat that was very into my sweater, and I didn't want her to be very into my sweater.
That was a very polite way of saying that we almost had an accident.
Yes.
Okay. Now she's scratching at the door. But yeah, so I know that they're going to negotiating tactics are out there, so I'm going to start high. That's just the exact way that it's going to go. Okay. So that's Facebook Marketplace. Sometimes when I start something high, I'll recall the one item that I started off high, which was very comparable to eBay or buying it almost brand new. But used, obviously, was a JBL party box, and I started it at $800.
And his reason for starting as high as he did is we weren't in any hurry to sell it.
That was another thing, yeah. You'll get those people that'll be like, well, I can come around with $400 cash right now in hand. I'm like, well, good, because I'm only taking cash. That's number one. But number two, I don't need to sell it that fast. So, but people do think that people, when they put stuff up on Facebook Marketplace, that they need that cash instantly. Okay. So I started it off high and I stuck to it. Okay. And I did sell it eventually. There's an item that I have up right now that I don't even have it up really all that high, but I know that I need to get more eyes on the item in order for that item to sell. This one is a long draw, and it's a big industrial printer. and I think we have it up for like $200, I think.
Probably,
maybe.
yeah.
But I don't remember. But the thing about it is I just need to get eyes on that one, and eventually somebody's going to come onto that one. But even at that price, I can negotiate down because I'm already in a profit on it. So I might say, somebody offers me $150, I take it.
Right.
Okay. So that's the advantage of starting high on Facebook Marketplace.
Now, I will say there are cases that we don't start high on purpose. We've talked about it before that we'll do pickup straight out of a unit we're selling. That couch is going to be cheap.
Oh, yeah.
There's no need in starting that high because I do not want to bring it home.
No.
I don't want to tote it off. So that's when people tend to get their bargains is when I'm...
And when it's that low, they don't even really bargain us
Yeah.
that much, you know. You know, sometimes they do. They'll be like, and usually when they do, I have 15 messages. So it's very easy for me to say, no, I'll pass. You know, but furniture, I don't want to store it. I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to move it. We sell that cheap.
Washer and dryers, same thing.
Oh, yeah, washer and dryers. I fly washer and dryers.
But this also goes into play on other sites like eBay and Mercari and things. And I don't necessarily want to start off being the lowest person on the site for a number of reasons.
For some items.
Yeah.
If it's something that there's 100 of them up, okay, it's got a good sales through rate, but it's got there's 100 of them up and stuff. Do I want to be the highest? Definitely not. Do I want to be the lowest? Probably, because there's a lot of them up there and I don't have next to anything in it. Again, you make your money on
my discussion was going to be the reason I don't want to be the lowest is I run sales nonstop on eBay. And that is for just marketing purposes, keeping myself up in the listing, things like that. So
the algorithm.
Yes. So I
That's
tend
a big word.
And now I don't
And
price it
everybody
like
knows.
super high, but I might come up about 10% above the standard lowest price. Then that sale is going to come in and it's going to be 15% off. Then it's going to be the lowest.
The aforementioned algorithm.
Yes.
Because so many people know the algorithm. You know, when your item's on sale, it boosts you higher.
Yes. In the algorithm.
In the algorithm.
Okay, I think
Which
that's
is
enough
a
of
fun
that.
word. Yeah, but you want to start off high for something like that because you're going to run sales.
Him, on the other hand, he doesn't run sales near as often as me, but he has a lot of his stuff with Best Offer.
Yes.
I don't like Best Offer. I don't like people bargaining, so I do
She's not the big,
coupons and
huge
sales.
negotiator.
Yeah.
She's not a huge negotiator. Now, here's the number one rule when anybody ever tells you start high on your pricing is you can always lower the price, but you can never raise the price. I disagree. I have raised prices before on items and stuff. This is one of my biggest ones is that if it's an item that's like an oak.
An oak?
One of a kind.
Oh, AK.
Yeah.
Uwak.
Uwak. If it's, I say uwaka. Uwaka. All right. If it's one of those items and I run it at an auction, and let's say I started at an auction for $99 and I get a ton of people are watching it, but nobody bids on it. When I list that item, I'm going to list it for more. I'm going to put it at $175 with Best Offer. Okay. And if they're paying attention, they know that my best offer is probably going to be $99. But that way I at least keep that at a point where I know that there's room for negotiation and I can make some money.
Yes.
So I do disagree with people say you can't ever raise the price.
You can.
It's
You can't if
good.
you sell it first. Then
Yeah, of
once
course.
it's gone, you can't raise the price.
Yeah.
And I think that may
We've
be
had
more what they're
I
talking
think we
about.
had that at the yard sale that Tracy did a short on just the other day, where the seller at the yard sale had seller remorse.
Yes.
And she wanted to raise the price on it, so it was just a big, huge hassle. Now, one of the things that you can do on a live selling platform is called a reverse auction. What a reverse auction is like, say you have, let's say that you just have this little item right here, which is a little counter item right here. All it does is it counts, okay? Usually pitchers use this, or not pitchers, umpires use this for pitch count or whatever it may be. Okay, but let's say I have this item right here, and my bottom dollar on this item is $10, okay? But I'm gonna start it at an auction at $50. And then I'm going to lower it down if it doesn't sell. Okay, this is a reverse auction. So the first one that bids, they get the
Now,
item.
let me tell you, this is not an official feature on Whatnot.
It's not a feature on Whatnot at all.
District or any other live selling platforms I know of. It's something that can just be maneuvered and run.
Yeah, now I will say that Whatnot has discussed doing reverse auctions, but you run the item and the first person that bids on it wins that item. So you run it for 5 or for 50, then you run it for 45, then you run it for 40, then you run it for 35. And see, now what you're doing is you're testing the tolerance level of the buyers out there to say, how low do you go? Then if it goes to $10 and nobody bids it, then I pull it off. I don't run it for 5. I pull that item off. That's called a reverse auction. And you can do that. I've planned on doing something very similar to that with like about 5 items and run those 5 items at a reverse auction to see if I can get, any bids that are above my bottom dollar bid, as opposed to me starting it at $1 and hoping it goes up to, $50 or whatever it may be. But you always do want to, think about your item, which the biggest thing is what's your tolerance level for profit margin? And you always make your money on the buy. You earn your money when you sell the item. That's your profit margin right there. So whatever your margin is, you can always lower the price on things, especially, doing coupons or sales, as Tracy said. I know I'm talking a lot more than Tracy does. She hasn't been feeling well the last couple of days, and she is very, very tired. But you want to start off high, okay? Because you always can, in static listings, you always want to try to start off high, see what you can get. On some items. Let me reverse that a little bit like that. If you've made it this far into the video, drop some cheese in the
cheese
comments
has nothing
down
to do
below.
with anything this time.
No cheese?
I mean, I don't care. If they really want to drop cheese, go for it. But
what else can they drop?
Cheese.
Oh,
we're just sticking
dollar signs.
We're sticking with cheese.
Cheese. Drop some cheese in the chat below. Down below, there is a link to Stop Soldier Suicide. If you can, anything that you could do to help stop soldier suicide. 20 to 21 soldiers a day, former soldiers, are committing suicide in the United States. That's an unacceptable number. Stop Soldier Suicide is a great organization. We've actually started to reach out to them because we make a lot of donations to Stop Soldier Suicide. As a matter of fact, any tips that we get that are over $5 on Whatnot during a live show, the entire tip goes to Stop Soldier Suicide.
5 and over.
It's got to be 5 and over. Okay, I can't do dollar because I can't send $1 via internet.
Suicide.
Okay, because of the processing fees and everything like that. So I could do 5. And so I tell everybody, and I cover the fees. Okay, so there are fees to tips. Okay, from Whatnot, but I cover that and stuff. So the entire amount goes, and then we send a video receipt to the people that made the tip. We note who made the tip, and we send that to them. So
and
if you
also,
can help them out,
pet a cat.
peace out from Jack's Treasures. See you guys in about 5 minutes or so.
Bye.